hang on. Okay, Asmon put out a clip. That it's only like, 2.5 minutes, but apparently Frogan is called out Asmongold. I want to say this. I want to see this. If Frogan actually called out Asmongold, I want to see his reaction to this. So, unfortunately, we are react-sectioning a little bit here, but I want to see it. I want to see it.
That's what I would do. If I wanted to optimize ad revenue, you know what I would do? I'd ban politics. So I made this comment, and Frogan, obviously, she responded, "You consider me political because I wear a hijab. I am not like you, and I do not make political content anywhere but typing a tweet once in a while."
What? What? This cannot be a genuine tweet. This cannot be fucking real. She cannot have made this tweet unironically. No fucking shot. There's no fucking way she said this unironically. No fucking way. Oh my god, if you ever needed to know about the brain rot, here the fuck it is.
So this is what Frogan actually thinks that a sub goal to make a cake of 9/11 happening wouldn't be a PR problem for the website.
If we get to this goal by 9/11, we'll make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
Meanwhile,
yes. How many times have I talked about this? Thank you, Extrabet. Oh, and I gotta turn off alerts. Seriously. Actually, that's actually the sound effect I have for the alerts kind of fit just perfectly with this just now. This person is completely brain rotted. She is fucking brain rotted. She has drank the fucking Kool-Aid, and of course, actually, hang on. And of course, she uses the excuse of, because I wear a hijab. Of course she throws that in to try and make her point. Because she can't defend it otherwise. T-note there. She can't defend it otherwise. That's why the first thing she opened with is, "You're only saying this because I wear a hijab." People do that when they cannot actually... When people pull bullshit like that, when they cannot defend the points that they are trying to make. It's the same thing with the name calling. It's the same thing with throwing out the Nazi word. It's the same thing with throwing out the istophobia. It's the same thing with throwing out the incel. They only do this because you got. They cannot defend their point of view. They cannot defend their argument. So that's when they pull out the slut button turds. Because they can't defend themselves. So chat, if you ever encounter someone and you offer a counter argument to something that they say, and they immediately come back with, "You're a Nazi, you're an istophobe, you're only saying this because of insert diverse ethnicity thing here," you've won. And this is why I tell you, if someone ever pulls that shit out on you, whenever you are having a discussion and present a counter argument to their points, and they start throwing that shit out, immediately just look at them and go, "I win," and walk away. They will be sitting there fuming. No, Zed, I'm in a situation like this, I'm inclined to feel a little bit childish about it. I'm say what you will about that. I'm inclined to no, and Zeb, I'm not talking about like arguing online. If we're talking about like on like back and forths like in message boards or comment section or something, yes, don't even bother replying if they start pulling that chat. I'm talking about, okay, well, Zed, if it's a personal discussion between two people, you're not going to care about Pia. PR doesn't matter when it's a discussion between two people. And I'm sorry, I'm inclined to feel a little childish if someone starts pulling that shit out when you offer a perfectly valid counter argument in a discussion and they start pulling that shit out. I'm sorry, I'm inclined to feel a little childish. Think of me what you will about that. I'm inclined to feel a little childish and just go, I win, and walk away. I'm okay with being considered childish for doing that. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Meanwhile, I get demonetized on YouTube for even hinting about it.
And so I say, don't try to use your hijab as a shield for your disgusting behavior.
Yes.
American soldiers deserve PTSD.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Aha! So this was all a plan to steal my oats.
Notice she says that. Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD, soldiers, right before she stuffs her fucking face. Right before she stuffs her fucking face. She says, boo-hoo, you stupid-ass military individuals, because it's soldiers, sailors, airmen, marines, etc. Right before she says, I hope you get right after she says, I hope you get PTSD, she reaches down and stuffs food in her mouth.
To steal my oats.
Honestly, I feel so bad for military service members, not only because many of them are afflicted with PTSD. Of course, I feel horrible that the members of the military are afflicted with PTSD, and I hope to God they're able to overcome it and have happy and healthy lives, both mentally and physically. What I feel bad for is soldiers have to defend her right to say this shit. That's the thing that I fucking hate. Soldiers, and I fully understand and appreciate that they do so willingly. I am fully cognizant of this. I'm fully aware of it. That's why I'm hurting for them in this. That they give up their lives, give up their mental health, give up their physical health. See her, and she hates them for it. That hurts me. That hurts.
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
I shall have these oats myself
and again,
dine with the
stuffs her fucking face right after saying
Arab
it.
and Jew racial tier list. That was such a PR problem that I think Chevron is now not working with Twitch anymore.
Ethan Klein.
And not only that, every single one of these fuckers caught a ban for it. Every single one of these fuckers actually caught a 30-day ban for this shit at TwitchCon. Because this was at TwitchCon. Chevron is, I think, like Asmon said, Chevron may now have said, go fuck yourself, Twitch, we're never sponsoring you again. So they just lost a major contributor financially. No, Hassan was not there for a Crimson. He was notably absent from this panel. But every single person on this stage caught I think it was a 30-day ban for doing this. Yeah, well, Atanashi, you're not wrong. If Hassan had been on stage for this, they probably wouldn't have caught a ban. That is actually very likely they would not have. But this is the amount of damage that they have done, these people have done to Twitch. Destar, probably because Hassan said let him do it. Because bear in mind, the only reason these people caught the 30 days is because Chevron probably made a stink and said, we're out. That's the reason why they caught the 30 days. Is because this was so bad that the sponsor said, okay, fuck you, Twitch, we're out. And so Twitch said, okay, we need to punish them to try and prove, like, okay, we don't approve of it. And hopefully Chevron won't actually leave. And Chevron said, go fuck yourself.
Fine.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
A sub goal for a 9/11 cake. Do you remember, like, literally less than a week ago, Honda, they terminated the entire partnership with Liquid, the esports organization, because one of their team members made a joke about the nuclear bombing in, like, World War II, right? And then also calling October 7th mass murders a revolution. And the funny thing is, like, I was typing out the...
Wait. Leftist preaching from the mouth and thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. You know, Frogan, when it happens in the Middle East, the majority of Americans are like, okay, I don't actually know what's happening, so I'm not going to say anything. It's only the activists that say it's wrong for either side. And leave us not fucking forget, you're the one that's also saying, oh, it's wrong and I'm supporting one particular side. Frogan, Hassan, and all the rest of them are the worst kind of leftists. And once again, we have yet another example of how eagerly that side of the spectrum will eat one another at the drop of a hat. You don't drink the Kool-Aid, you don't bow, scrape, and kiss the ring. You are dead to them. This is the proof right here.
The list of bad things that Frogan did. There were so many of them, I couldn't fit them all inside of a tweet.
It's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
You never even say the word hijab. She just insinuates that for no reason. Well, she does because that's her shield. Any criticism of me is, by extension, a criticism of my religion. You're thinking a tier list about who can use the Arabic word for my love is political is exactly the point that I'm making. Ben Shapiro was on the thumbnail of that, and he wasn't even on the list. It's
Wait. You're thinking a tier list about who can use the Arabic word for my love is political. That shit is. You stupid fucking cunt. Yes, it is. You made a tier list about who can use an Arab word of S through F. That is literally you being political. That is literally, actually, no, it's not, sorry, no, it's not political. It's flat out fucking racist. The fact that you put this tier list together in the first place and did not see how abjectly racist it is. You are literally gatekeeping a language by doing this. When they did this tier list, this was a not so subtle way of gatekeeping the Arabic language, saying, unless you are of Arabic descent, we don't want you speaking the Arabic language. We are going to literally gatekeep the language. That is what this tier list was all about. It was about gatekeeping. Flat the fuck out. So, no, it wasn't about political. It's about racism. You're right. It is. And Asmon says it. Racial tier list. He actually, in this post that Frogan is responding to, he actually says racial. He did not say political. She said it's political. She put words in his mouth saying, you're thinking it's political. No, he flat out said it's racial. You stupid bitch. Because of course you're going to try and say, oh, you're trying to make it sound like it's political because because the guy whose cock you want to gobble got kicked off his throne as the top political streamer by Asmongold, who didn't even try to make it as the top political streamer. She's still asshote because now she can't cock gobble Hassan as the top political streamer. She would have to cock gobble Asmongold because he's the #1 political streamer. And he didn't even try to be. That's why she had to inject political into it. Because she knows she's nothing. She knows she's nothing. She's only around because of Hassan. She doesn't even have a big following. And she's fucking butthurt about it. Still.
Ben Shapiro was on the thumbnail of that, and he wasn't even on the list. It's completely dishonest. Everybody knows that it's dishonest. You know, I'm being criticized because I'm wearing a hijab. No, you're not. You're being criticized because you're obnoxious, disgusting, annoying, and rude.
And I hope you get
And
no health insurance when you
racist.
get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Base?
The figures are consumers, brother. They are no different than the furry red demon that
And
consumed
stuffs
and
her face.
terrorized us and the feathered ones.
And stuffed her face again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all that needs to be said. She's a fucking moron. She's coattailing the fuck out of Hassan, and she's butthurt because she's getting called out for it. Frogan, you're nothing. You're nothing. Okay? You are desperate to eat the table scraps that Hassan shits out. You've made it clear.